This section will cover the results of the operation, and we will see whether or not the deal was successful for Microsoft and LinkedIn. So even though Microsoft is a well-known company, we must not assume all acquisitions carried out by them will be a success. An example of this is the acquisition of Skype a few years back, which nowadays is basically worthless. It is very hard to say if the deal was beneficial for Microsoft. However, there are some statistics that would support this idea. So firstly, it is important to notice the change in popularity of the social media platform since the acquisition. Before the acquisition was carried out, LinkedIn had a total of 430 million users. Nowadays, they are supporting over 740 million users worldwide. This is almost double the number of users subscribed to the platform in just a couple of years. It is also important to mention that more users does not necessarily mean more money coming in for the company. With more users signing up, it becomes more expensive to run the platform, and if no effective methods of monetization are being carried out, these user statistics can be a bit misleading. So even though the number of users increased dramatically, LinkedIn has managed to keep up their platform running smoothly, generating a larger revenue for them. The larger number of users has helped increase revenues from around 3.7 billion in 2017 up to 8 billion in 2020. Secondly, we must understand the improvement in the overall user experience, which gives them an incentive to stay in the platform for longer. This has been the case since the acquisition of LinkedIn. It has been seen that the average time spent inside the platform has increased thanks to the latest changes in specific features inside of it, for instance, messages and connect with other users. Having users more engaged in the platform is extremely beneficial for both Microsoft and LinkedIn, as it helps them gain larger revenues from advertising, and more importantly, they retrieve a lot of user data, which is becoming a crucial aspect of technological companies in order to succeed. This is also the case with other companies such as Netflix. So by possessing your data, they can decide what to do with it. This is especially helpful to keep improving user experience as well as gaining revenue from selling that private information to third parties. Many investors claim that Microsoft has never been good regarding M&A. Past acquisitions such as Nokia and Skype strongly support this argument. One of the main criticisms about LinkedIn's acquisition was the price paid for the shares. This is because Microsoft paid a 50% premium over LinkedIn's last closing price at the time of the acquisition. Therefore, many investors claim that Microsoft overpaid for LinkedIn shares. However, it is important to mention that Microsoft was competing for this acquisition against a company called Salesforce, meaning that after the acquisition, Microsoft could benefit from the already existing user base of LinkedIn to enhance and promote their products. Now, in terms of company culture, we could say that Microsoft was keen on the ins and outs of LinkedIn's culture. Microsoft CEO was very impressed by LinkedIn's own culture and values, and he believed that the acquisition could help Microsoft restructure and recreate the company culture. This is why Microsoft decided to let LinkedIn retain their own brand, culture, and independence. So after taking everything into consideration, we could argue that the acquisition has been successful to a certain extent. Since the acquisition, the overall traffic on the platform has increased thanks to a rise in users and improved content. The increases in revenue have been constant throughout the last few years, despite slight changes in company culture, which did not influence the success of the operation as it did with Nokia and Skype. Thank you very much.